Okay, so what's my idea? Oh, this is gonna be a blooper. How's it going, everybody? Today we're gonna jump right into it, talk about another supervillain that will be opposing the ladies of First Brigade. I'm here today to talk about Patricia Bullworth, aka Pitbull. This is a character that I can trace her roots back, so to speak, to that magic book of past comic book characters that I created. So I had this really terrible 12-year-old idea for a character named Pitbull. That character was male. When I was going back looking through this folder, I didn't particularly care for the character design whatsoever, but I just thought the name was cool, so it was kind of one of those things. It was like, okay, let me just pluck this name. And then I was thinking about something that somebody said to me as an insult to one of my friends, one of my female friends, calling her a pit bull. Or the exact phrase, like, she's your pit bull. That's kind of nasty. Years later, I'm sitting here looking at this name, I'm just like, Pitbull. And at that fateful hour, I was just like, let's make it a woman character. Part of it was that insult that played into it. But the bigger thing was the fact that I have 7 women protagonists. So I wanted to make sure that I had an equal representation, number, amount of strong female antagonists. I looked at this character of Pitbull and I started to really think about what type of force would this character be to oppose the First Brigade. What type of power set does she have in connection to her name? So I started to look at her in terms of either a Justice League member or their opposite, their reverse. In this case, I was thinking of Aquaman and Black Manta. As far as how that worked, I was really looking at those 2 characters, not so much in terms of personality, but more so in power sets. And Aquaman, for better or worse, is Superman of the sea. He's got the super strength, super dexterity, the skin, he can talk to fish, Okay, that's something he has over Superman. He can talk to fish. And then on the other side of the spectrum, or his counter that I was kind of looking at, is Black Manta. All of his powers are based on his suit. So pretty much Black Manta is Iron Man of the sea. Now I'm back looking at Aquaman because I'm just like, at least he's got super strength. I'm thinking about Pitbull's power set. What type of power she have? And this is the power set that I've actually been reluctant to give to a character. Super strength, the American pigeon of superhero powers. Everybody has super strength, it seems like. So, as much as I hate to do this, let's give Pitbull super strength, and then along with that was like super durability. And that's when I was like looking back at Black Manta, and I was like, wait, he has this like optic glass. That was pretty much how I came up with the power set. But with that, I was also thinking that I needed to add more. Like I mentioned with characters such as Justice and the Fixer, my whole idea with the adversaries, the rivals, the villains, to make sure that they can ratchet up whatever they did in comparison to the First Brigade. And it led me to thinking about Transformers. And oddly enough, I'm wearing the t-shirt of the character I'm referring to, Soundwave. G1 Soundwave turned into a boombox, old school, head banging boombox. You knew he had these tape decks. He popped the tape in there, you get this character, you get Laserbeak, you get, Rumble, depending on who pop out. And it gave him something that was an added dimension and something that was unique. That whole companion aspect of Soundwave's character made me think about, okay, what can I do, or how can I play that with the character of Pitbull? Yeah, after some thought, came upon the idea of doing like 2 robotic dogs. That in Brownsville, the fact that their animals literally played off the fact that her name was Pitbull. So there was one other thing, and I think this goes into a look and why she has the fro, the glasses, the cigar. I started to look into just like old posters of different blaxploitation films, specifically those starring Pam Grier. And I run across a picture of Pam Grier as Coffee. Like, yo, that's it. It was pretty much me saying, okay, what if I cast Coffee as the character of Patricia Bullworth, aka Pitbull? And that's kind of how I originally thought of how the character should come across with the whole look and just the attitude. And then pretty much the cigar. At some point in time, comic book characters, heroes or villains smoked. They pretty much scrubbed that out of comics because, they feel it reflects bad and makes the youth want to smoke. With that being said, I was just like, you know what? Because I don't necessarily see that in comic books anymore, I'm going to make that a major part of this character. Yeah, she smokes cigars. And if you don't like it, you're going to tell her to stop. So before I forget, there's another aspect that I need to touch upon when it comes to the character of Pitbull, and that's her connection to the character of Replica. As this whole process has been playing out, when it comes to my characters, it's been about connections or about ways that characters can come into some type of conflict with one another. In the process of me developing the character of Pitbull, I was noticing similarities. Pitbull's costume is an inversion of Replica's costume, so that was one thing. And then I'm just thinking about props and powers. So with Replica, her powers are activated through the props she uses. And so the inversion of that with Pitbull was, okay, yes, she has this power, but she also has these props being Staten and Brown's villain that she can use as weapons. So, and then also kind of digging more into Pitbull's, history. There was the whole idea of me making her an ex-bounty hunter. And that was also kind of playing with a mirror or an inverted image of Replica. So Replica being an athlete, she winds up getting accused of pretty much cheating during the Olympics. Ultimately, she's vindicated. In the case of Pitbull, she was a known so-called celebrity bounty hunter, but what the cameras weren't seeing until she got caught was that she was pretty much playing both sides of the law. So I like that idea of having the two characters that pretty much could have started on a similar track, but where they veered off. I just felt that was one of those things for the character of Pitbull, which really not only makes her stand out, but makes her fit right into the universe that I'm creating around the characters of the 1st Brigade. So, yeah, Team Villain.